Hello. The 2003 report of the Rare Breeding Birds Panel has just been published in the journal British Birds. It includes details of the 104 species or subspecies of rare and scarce native birds that were recorded breeding or showing signs of breeding in 2023. I'm going to share a few highlights. Maybe the most eye-catching records were of two species returning to breed after many years of absence. So Temic stint have been returning to a site in Highlands since 2021, and in 2023 a clutch of 4 eggs was laid. This is the first confirmed UK breeding records since 1997. Fortunately, the nest was later washed out by rising water levels. In Leicestershire and Rutland, a pair of hoopers was more successful. They fledged 3 young. That's the first breeding in the UK since 1996, when there was a pair in Wales. For the first time, there were bee-eaters trying to breed at 2 sites, in Greater Manchester and in Norfolk, although neither pair was successful. And a pair of yellow-leg gulls bred successfully in Staffordshire. That's the first breeding record since 2019. In addition to these returning or colonising species, there were 15 species which reached record totals in 23. There were 160 pairs of white-tailed eagles, which included the first confirmed breeding in England for 240 years. A pair in Sussex fledged 1 youngster. The breeding population of marsh harriers exceeded 500 pairs. That's probably a greater number than any point since the early 19th century, or possibly even earlier. The 6th National Survey of Hen Harriers showed a 20% increase since the previous survey in 2016, over which time the English population has gone from 4 to 50 pairs. And there was good news in Northern Ireland. A pair of ospreys in County Fermanagh were the first on the island of Ireland for over 200 years. 5 species of large wading bird reached record totals. So crane, spoonbill, bittern, great white egret and little egret. Shoveler, pochard and our logo species, black-necked grebe, also reached new record totals in 2023. These increases must be, at least in part, in response to conservation efforts through improved wetland provision. But range shifts in response to climate change may also be a factor for some species, and they certainly were for black-winged stilt and Mediterranean gull, which hit new peaks in 2023 as well. In the north of the UK, some wader species are flourishing, as well as Temic stints returning. Wood sandpipers rose by 61% between 2022 and 2023. Numbers have tripled over the last 10 years. Redneck phallopes and green sandpipers are also doing well at the moment. Not all northern species are flourishing, however. The numbers of pairs of Slavonian grebe fell again to 16 pairs. That's the lowest we've reported since we started our work in 1973. 6 pairs of redwing was also the joint lowest we've ever reported for that species. Further south, for the 3rd year in a row, there was no confirmed breeding by Montagu's harriers, and indeed no pairs reported. Our data show a marked contraction in the ranges of turtle dove and lesser spotted woodpecker over recent years. There were outbreaks of highly pathogenic avian influenza, bird flu, both in 22 and 23, which affected our rare breeding bird species. There were widespread reports of severe mortality in black-headed gulls and in the Mediterranean gulls within black-headed gull colonies, and numbers of roseate terns at Coquet Island in Northumberland fell, which can be attributed to the outbreak of bird flu in 2022. Our data for peregrines show the largest between-year decline we've ever reported, and it was widespread across all 4 countries, and in 66 counties showed between-year declines. A decline due to bird flu mortality is perhaps the most plausible explanation for this. This report was possible due to the collation of over 11,500 records, with around 7,800 unique records amongst them. Majority of these came from the detailed submissions compiled by the UK's county and regional bird recorders. As always, we wish to thank everyone who supported our work, but in particular those who provide data, those who work like the county bird recorders to submit data to us, and of course all the observers, the conservationists, the ornithologists, the birdwatchers who were out there seeing and recording and submitting records on rare breeding birds in the first place to make all of this possible. So thank you very much to you all.